Yo, what it do, man? It's your boy, LP. And I'm turned up and I ain't turning down no time soon. Listen, man, we got a serious show today. I have a serious show today. And man, listen, I want to get all your opinions. I want to get all of your thoughts. I want to get all of your ideas. I want to get all of your suggestions. And I want you to put them in the comment section right now. So before we get started, man, I really need everybody. I need everybody to be spamming the comment section. I need everybody to comment, say what's up, say hello. I need everybody that's watching on YouTube. I need you to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. For everybody that's watching on Facebook, listen, I need you to share this video. Share this video. Share this video. I want you to post comments. Tell your folks. I mean, this show finna get real. Cause I know everybody got their chicken marinating right now. I know they got their ribs marinating right now. Everybody got their firecrackers prepared to. It's finna go down. It's the 4th of July, baby. It's the 4th of July. So yeah, man. We need to talk about it. We need to chat about it. You know what I'm saying? Make it do what it do, man. And I'm really excited, man. I have a special guest tonight. And that brother is going to bless our souls off. He's going to bless our souls off. You know what I'm saying? Going to bless our socks off. That's what I meant to say. You know what I'm saying? For everybody that tunes in to the Trap Plan Radio, if you are blessed by the Trap Plan Radio, please send your cash donations via Cash App to money sign LPZ Cash. The letter L, the letter P, the letter Z, CASH. If the Trap Plan Radio is a blessing to you, please send your donations to LPZ Cash. Thank you. I appreciate that. Everybody, I'm grateful for everybody tuning in, man. Listen, we're going to have a great show tonight. We're going to talk about this issue. I know every single year, you know, ever since we've gotten the internet and social media have become very prevalent and people have gotten information about certain things pertaining to the 4th of July. People have gotten information pertaining to Juneteenth. And shouts out to everybody that just recently celebrated Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know, had a lot of different events going on in different cities. Back on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, I got the opportunity. Well, on Juneteenth, I wasn't able to go. The event, they didn't have the event because of the weather. However, I was down on the coast last week, and I was able to. They had the festivities in Martin Luther King Park in Middletown, back on the Gulf Coast, and I got the opportunity to catch that. And shouts out to all my folks down there on the coast. They doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed myself at the event. However, we're going to talk about the 4th of July. And there's a lot of people. Every year I have to have this discussion with people. You know, they say things like, we shouldn't be celebrating the 4th of July. Matter of fact, I can remember a couple years ago, the gospel rapper Lecrae, he posted a meme, and the meme was some people picking cotton, and he said, this is what my people were doing on the 4th of July when we got this holiday. This is what my people were doing. They was picking cotton. And I mean, the church community, what is it? Is it the evangelical community? Ooh, they went off on Lecrae. Ooh, they gave that boy a hard time. They wore him out. And so speaking out on different issues like this causes a lot of tension. And so again, you know, like since we in the internet age and we in the social media age, and a lot of people have been getting a lot of information, and they have been sharing a lot of information pertaining to 4th of July. And it's a lot of people in the conscious community is saying we should, as black people, we should not be celebrating the 4th of July. And so I want to have a discussion, and I got the opportunity to talk with one of my brothers from college, from the great historic Miles College. Went to school together. This brother is a phenomenal gentleman. He's been doing some great things in the community for a long time. He's actually a pastor now. He's doing some phenomenal things. And without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce him. Pastor Walter Bowers. Y'all give it up for him. Man, how are you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing great, brother. Always great to be hanging out in great company. How you doing today?
Man, I'm blessed like you are, man. I'm about as blessed as you are. So, question. Should we, you know, being that a lot of people have brought attention to the fact that we as a people, as known as African American people, whenever this holiday was created and promoted and pushed, we were not free.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of people who are saying because of that, we should not be celebrating this, that we should just be specifically focused on Juneteenth and doing our thing on Juneteenth and leaving the 4th of July for everyone else. How do you feel about this, sir? And what is your thoughts on this?
Yeah, thanks for asking that question. You know, I always like to start with the bottom line up front and then have conversation from there. The bottom line up front for me is that I do feel that we should celebrate both the 4th of July as well as Juneteenth. I'm excited to elaborate on that, but I'm going to stop right there in case you have any question or commentary before I go any further.
I have absolutely no question, no commentary, not off the top of my head, but since you invited some, you know, I guess I could throw some in there.
Well, listen, let me give you my premise, if you will, first.
Please do. Please do.
First and foremost, obviously, I could come from several different places. I could come from, you know, a passage in scripture that comes to mind, but also I'm a pretty plain dude, so I kind of come from a practical, common sense perspective to kind of meet everybody, right? So for me, first and foremost, it's an undisputed fact that African Americans have fought in every war since the Revolutionary War. Every battle that this nation has fought and won on this territory or abroad, we were there. And as a combat veteran, I was a captain in the Army, and I served in Operation Iraqi Freedom. I respect anybody, you know, and I love conversations such as this that give us a platform to share our difference of opinion. But for me, this is my country, right? For me, my father fought for this country. and for me, I'm not willing to give that up. For those individuals who maybe, you know, can't connect from a military perspective, it's also an undisputed fact that we, as a people, literally built this nation. Right? We built Washington D.C. we built the corridors, we built the highways, we built the railroad. And it's disheartening sometimes because we are just so willing to throw that away, you know, because we are angry. And I certainly understand that anger. I understand where it comes from. I think things could absolutely be better. But also, my brother, you know that I'm a pastor, but I'm an attorney as well. So words mean a lot to me. So one of the things that people will refer to.
Hold on. I gotta acknowledge the fact. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that, brother? That brother is educated. He loves the Lord, and he's an attorney. Give it up for the great Miles College.
Oh man, hey, Dirty Bams, listen, I had to rep today just for you. Hey, LP, we had to rep for you today, baby.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
One of the things, that one of the reference points that we will make, and I see it floating every year, is that great passionate speech by Frederick Douglass as a reference point to why we should not celebrate the 4th of July. One of the key lines in that speech pauses me instantly, where he says, "What to the slave is the 4th of July? My man of God, I'm free."
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm free, mind, body, and soul. So if we could interview Frederick Douglass today, I'm not ignorant. I know things are not where they should be. We have a long way to go. We all know that. We all agree.
Absolutely.
But if we could interview Frederick Douglass today, in light of today's freedoms, certainly acknowledging things are not perfect. Just because we had a black president, racism still exists. I get all of
Absolutely.
that. But if we could talk to Frederick Douglass today and say, Frederick Douglass today, you could literally, if you could buy you a home, Frederick Douglass, you could live where you want to live. And as a matter of fact, Frederick Douglass, if you don't really like it, you can get on a plane and go move somewhere else. You could essentially do, for the most part, whatever it is that God has blessed you to do. So we have come a long way from this speech. And I would argue that if we talk to anybody from that time and they had the freedoms that we have, man, they'd be popping fireworks. And I tell you what, I just believe that.
Frederick Douglass would be popping some fireworks.
Hey, man, let's just be real. I know we want to identify, but if we ever understood what they were really going through in that time, mm-hmm. and what they had to endure, mm-hmm. In comparison to where we are,
right,
bro.
Hey man,
so that's my initial premise. I'm open to any thoughts. I would love to dialogue about that. But this, again, for me, when I think about it from a military perspective, when I think about it from the fact that we built this land perspective, I'm just not a person that is willing just to give it up and say, for whatever reason, I'm not going to celebrate it. I respect it. I already even wanted a young paralegal in my office. I was like, well, you don't have to come to work on Monday. And she said, no, I don't do the 4th of July thing. And I said, okay, sis, I got you. And, so I get it. You know what I mean? I really do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, first of all, I just want to say, man, everything that you shared was absolutely amazing. We definitely appreciate your service. And every other vet, shouts out to all the vets. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We're grateful for all of your work toward this country, to help this country to be a safe place. We're definitely grateful for that. I agree with everything that you're saying. I am, one thing about me, bro, I try to tell people this all the time. The mind is like an umbrella. It works best if you keep it open. You know what I'm saying? It's beneficial for you if you keep the mind open. And so a lot of times we have a very closed-minded attitude towards certain things. We get a my way or the highway mentality. And that's very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, I'm just very open to other people's views and other people's thoughts and other people's ideologies based off of their personal experience. And you can't do nothing but accept that. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. So, being that you're someone who have served this country, you've put in your time, your blood, your sweat, your tears, and you feel, you feeling the way you feel. Hey, man, I'm with that 100%, brother. I'm with it 100%. On the other end of the spectrum, you have the people who are saying, hey, we're not going to do this. This country ain't for us. Like, you got people saying stuff like that, and they saying, our people were enslaved during the time whenever this so-called independence took place and things of that nature, right? Here's where I stand in the midst of that. I stand right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I stand right in the middle. And I stand on the side of, if I have a problem with a particular issue, a particular culture, I believe in creating a new culture.
Mm.
And if I'm not going to create a new culture, I'm just going to shut up. That's my mindset on it, right? So when I look at, this is what I tell people. I was talking to a brother about this yesterday. He was like, yeah, man, I was like, yeah, man, I'm glad you came in, man, and get your hair cut, man. You was 4th of July. Ooh. He was like, well, I don't do the 4th of July thing. I was like, well, why not? And he was like, well, what you mean? I was like, well, why not? I want to hear why not. And so he began to share, his response, based off of the new information that have gone forth, and people are now conscious and they're now woke and things of that nature. I said, let me explain something to you, bro. The concept of 4th of July is etched into the culture it's etched into the fabric of American culture. And so no matter how much you push and shove and you get mad and you post and you make videos and make content going against 4th of July, guess what? People still going to put their meat on the grill. Mm-hmm. People still going to pop their firecrackers. People still going to get their 4th of July outfits. People still going to have 4th of July celebrations. Even though they did their Juneteenth thing, they going to still get up tomorrow. They gonna still pop them fireworks for them babies. They gonna still put them new shoes on them children. They gonna still put that meat on the grill.
You know it. And
they still gonna, you wanna know why? Because it is a part of the culture. And one thing about culture is so strong. Culture will run over you if you attempt to stand in front of culture. Absolutely. I'll give you a great example. You can get all the information you want about the St. Valentine's massacre and all this other stuff. And you could talk about it, and you could talk about how Valentine's Day is just another day and all this other stuff. But come February 14th, you better have some flowers for that woman. You better have a gift for that woman. Or else you're going to be sitting around looking stupid.
Brother, listen, let me tell you how kindred in spirit we are. The analogy that I was going to give you, the one similar line that I see between Valentine's Day and the 4th of July is the fact that it appears that hurting people have a hard time celebrating anything. I've discovered, man, that hurting people will just find misery. I don't care that Valentine's Day is, as they say, is a made-up holiday by Hallmark. I know that you're supposed to celebrate love every day, but it seems like every time it's time to celebrate, there's a crowd of people that just will find a reason not to do so. And I used to be like, what's wrong? Until I discovered that so many people are hurting. So then it's what God said, empathize, right? So people are hurting as it relates to maybe their heart has been broken on Valentine's Day, and people are hurting as it relates to the state of the nation, perhaps. And then, of course, we know there's another crowd that have no idea. They just kind of go along to get along. I don't really want to deal with them, but I do empathize with the people that are dealing with hurt and dealing with things of with things of that nature. And then also, I see a question coming in as it relates to history. One of the things that I think about when we talk about history and Juneteenth and the 4th of July and all of those things, sometimes it's a beautiful thing that our people are woke. However, we don't go back far enough in history. LP, I follow you. I'm a lurker. I listen. I don't comment a lot because I just don't, keep my mental health at peace. I just watch and read these days. But, a lot of times I hear people talking to you, that classic conversation as it relates to the Bible, right? And they will talk about, that old language, white man's religion, this, that, and the other. And I just it's so unfortunate that somehow they stopped going. They didn't go back in history far enough. History of of being a follower of Jesus didn't start at the Atlantic slave trade. You know,
Uh-oh.
it goes back further. It's undisputed. It's like you don't even have to be a believer to know that Africa is in the book of Acts. You know, the eunuch that was a rich, you know, African, you know, that was asking these questions, and he was rich because he had a scroll. He was rich because he had a chariot, and that was African, right? And so this stuff goes all the way back. So I would just encourage anybody that's you know, wants to go deeper, keep going back, right? If you're gonna use history as your reason for not, I would encourage you to go back. And so as it relates to the 4th of July, man, I would just encourage you to go back, right? Go back and add, you know, and look at in your own history, how many people fought, you know, in these various combat, you know, in various situations, so that you can have the ability to say that you don't even want to celebrate, because there are some nations out here, if you said that, you wouldn't even be here today.
Walter Bowles, y'all. Man of God, you dropping some serious jewels on us tonight, man. Serious jewels, man. I definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule, man, to share what you've been sharing with us, man, for real. I also want to say, man, I want to say, you know, to add on to what you're saying, back to the concept of 4th of July being a part of the culture, right? With the 4th of July being a part of the culture, as I said earlier, the only way you're going to be able to supersede that is by creating a new culture, right? That's the only way. And so with the culture that we have in place, again, culture is so strong, it will overtake you or run over you. Whenever we created the culture of hip hop, I'm not talking about this culture of death that we see that have been, you know, created. But I'm just saying just the culture of hip hop, how when hip hop was created, how they said it was just a phase. It was going to pass away. It wasn't going to last. It became so thick that it began to go all over the world. And the culture of hip hop is in everything. If you, any movie you watch, culture of hip hop is going to be there. Any cartoon that you watch, the culture of hip hop is going to be there. Any store that you go to, the culture of hip hop is going to be there. Why? Because culture is strong and it does what it does. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, look, bro, if you got a problem with the people that are celebrating the 4th of July, if you got a problem, do something about
it. Wow. How'd they respond?
They couldn't. They couldn't, because all they could do is post a few posts on social media, and people gonna read it, go back and forth with them for about 30 minutes, and then that's gonna be it. So wow. At the end of the day, they're gonna frustrate themselves, because they're gonna post that stuff, and then they're gonna talk about how sleep everybody is, and they're gonna boast in how woke they are and all this other stuff. And then at the end of the day, they just gonna go home and be mad and be sitting at the house looking stupid while everybody popping their fireworks. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you gonna do about it? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, bro, just go sit down and chill. If you don't want to participate, just don't participate. Don't eat no chicken. Just don't eat no chicken.
And let me ask you a question as it relates to culture. Those individuals that you would encourage to establish a culture that they would like to see, would you ask them to do that as a part of Juneteenth, or would you ask them to do that as an alternative to the 4th of July?
I'm glad you asked that question. Myself personally, I have a desire to create a new culture. That's my desire. That's what my desire is. And the culture that I desire to create is the culture of the kingdom.
Wow.
And when we look at the culture of the kingdom, you know, from the scriptures, you know, the kingdom, what is the kingdom of God? The kingdom of God is God's will being done on earth as it is in heaven. Mm-hmm. So the culture of heaven is love, joy, peace, long suffering, temperance, meekness. You know what I'm saying? Those are things that are part of the culture of heaven. So anytime we manifest those things in the earth, we manifest the kingdom of God. And so I desired to create this new kingdom by establishing the culture of the kingdom in the earth with everybody that I have dealings with, everybody that I come in contact with. I want to manifest the culture of heaven. Anytime people have an encounter with me, I want them to have an encounter with the culture of heaven. And so in the process of creating the culture of heaven, the kingdom of God, there is another culture that will come in and that will supersede the cultures of this world. And so in the process of doing that, I believe that lives will be changed. People will be encouraged. People will be inspired. People will be taken to another level just simply by doing that. I'm a part of a kickball league here in Birmingham. And we had a game, and there was a sister. She was very, 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 very loud and you know, talking a lot of trash about how they was gonna beat us. And so she got in contact with one of my teammates, and she went to talking crazy to my teammate. So my teammate told her, "Hey, I tell you what, we gonna play, and if we lose, I cut my eyebrows off. Oh, if y'all lose, you need to cut your hair off." Oh, so man. She said, "Deal." Needless to say, we beat the paint off of them. Shouts out to the RGL Razors. But we beat the paint off of them, right? That sister sat there and got her hair cut right there in Legion Field with the lights on in front of everybody. Wow. Now, I acknowledged, she looked at me. She said, "I told you I was going to do it. I could have ran off." I said, "You did it because you're a woman of integrity." And I said, "I'm acknowledging that, and I want to say thank you for being a woman of integrity." Now, we'll do that. Got to do with anything. Okay. I just got an email from some random woman from somewhere, you know, she saw the video. It's a white lady. She saw the video, and she emailed me, and she said, "The young lady that got her hair cut, that was such an inspiration to me." She was talking about, you know, something, one of her loved ones that, you know what I'm saying, had some kind of sickness in her body or something like that, and had to end up cutting her hair, and you know what I'm saying. And so seeing the young lady do what she did, and that was very, it took a lot of strength and courage for her to do that, and that just inspired her so much. Wow. So because of that one act of integrity, it led to inspiring somebody else. See, integrity is a part of the culture of the kingdom. Now, see, if she would have operated according to the culture of this world, she would have said, I'm too cute for that. So I'm going to run and go home. I'm not going to let y'all cut my hair. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so if she would have did that, she would have missed out this opportunity to inspire someone else. That's incredible. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that when we operate in the culture of the kingdom, there is powerful results that take place. You understand? So I think it's real cool with, you know, celebrating, you know what I'm saying, 4th of July, you know, yeah. But I'm saying there's another culture that has the capability of bringing about positive results right now, immediate results right now. You feel me? And I believe that we have a responsibility to manifest the culture of heaven in the earth. And so that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to complain about the culture that we functioning in right now, you know, because I used to complain about the holidays. I used to complain about, well, you know, Jesus wasn't born in December 25th. And, you know, so why we celebrate Christmas? And Halloween is the devil's holiday. Ooh, I used to do all that, bro, for years. And it was to no avail. The only thing I did was piss people off.
Yep.
And so I came to the conclusion, if I got a problem with these cultures, I got to create a new culture.
Man of God, let me you talking my language. You know, I'm very familiar with the passion that the Lord has given you as it relates to speaking about the kingdom, preaching and teaching the kingdom, because that's what Jesus focused on. And you got a question in the comments, so don't miss that one. But I'll say this, and then certainly we can address that comment. One of the things that most people, you know, even if they maybe not believers, may be familiar with Jeremiah 29:11, right? That passage, for I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you, give you a future hope. I see the bumper sticker, I see the t-shirts. Most people, however, don't go back and read that whole chapter, right? Jeremiah 29 is a conversation about the people of God being in slavery. They are in bondage. They are praying for God to deliver them. And God sends a message to them. Read it for yourself. He said, let me tell you what I need y'all to do. I need y'all to plant seeds right where you are. I need you to have children right where you are. He literally says, and I quote, Babylon's prosperity and success is your prosperity and success. Is right there, Jeremiah 29. I know you want to be somewhere else. I know you want me to take you back to the motherland, but until you get there, where I have you, the success of that nation is your success. In other words, if they fail, you fail. My sisters and my brothers, we are here for maybe reasons we may debate, things of that nature, but God in his providential nature has allowed us as a people to be here in America. I would argue, just like when the people were in bondage in Babylon, right? Fighting against their homeland was not going to necessarily, for that season, was not going to be good for them. And it was not going to be good for their future. And I would say, while we are here, now, while God has us here, until a part of the kingdom culture, I believe, as I was listening to you, is learning how to thrive, you know, right where God has you, right? Is learning how to even celebrate, if you will. We all know the history of this country, the whoever the natives were when they got here, those were the most harmed, you know, really feel bad for them. But in the midst of all of that, you know, tragedy, I mean, in the midst of the fact, good, God told them, support. It's right here, Jeremiah 20. He said, support Babylon. I know they was cricket. Nebuchadnezzar was one of the most wicked of all time, but he said, support Babylon until I get you to another place, because if they fail, you fail. And I'm just saying, as a country, if we keep being divisive, it's just not going to be a good look for any of us. And for anybody that reads the scripture, read it yourself. Jeremiah 29, read it in a version that makes sense, so you don't get caught up on the thou arts and all of that. But it really literally tell them, y'all in slavery, quit tripping, do good right where you at until I take you to the next place. That's kingdom culture to me, learning how to, you know, to thrive right where you are, man of God. That's all I'm saying.
That brother is in here dropping it. That's good stuff, man. That is good stuff. I agree with that. That's good, man. We need to meditate on Jeremiah chapter 29. I'm not a big fan of the NIV, but the NIV version reads that particular subject very well. You know what I'm saying? Because NIV translated, for I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope in the future. So I would encourage you, you know, to go and do your study on that particular chapter, but I would encourage you to use the NIV on that one. Okay, so Brother Arthur Ruffin, he said, do you think that when we celebrate Juneteenth in coming years, that some of us will feel that Caucasians will make it out of an issue or try to make money using other things to get rich from us? Bro, if there's money to be made, they gonna make it, bro.
Every time. I'm telling you. I mean, that's undisputed. I mean, that's just a fact, you know. That's, man. Look, once it becomes, to your point, hip hop. Once it became something that was just maybe something that was on the streets where I believe we all believe New York, right? And to something that was actually you know, had some market value. Needless to say, quickly. But the thing that And I'm not a hip hop subject matter expert like you. I would go to your hip hop class, LP. But what I do know is that once something does become mainstream, it absolutely gets watered down and sold to the highest bidder. So I would
Absolutely.
start, you're going to do something with Juneteenth and try to in an attempt to try to keep it pure. Mainstream is good, but it'll get watered down, right? Real quick. We've seen that many times. Everything that we had that's really good, once it go main, and everybody can make a dollar off of it. But that's really with anything, even
Absolutely.
culture, really. Once something gets, somebody, you could have some old, Caucasian sister who made, Miss Karen's biscuits, but by the time it go mainstream, it gets watered down. So that just comes with it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He said, do you think if we don't celebrate the 4th, our counterparts will have issues with us? No.
Who would our counterparts be, like other who you think is referred to as it relates to counterparts?
I'm assuming he's talking about our Caucasian brothers and sisters. Yeah.
Well, man, I'll be admitting, I live in a pretty, conservative neighborhood. I would say in my opinion, it's kind of like what I have to, if I was a person that didn't want to celebrate 4th of July, I absolutely do. I think I made that clear. But if I was a person that didn't, I have to ask myself, is this a hill I want to die on? What do I mean by that? So like these days, as we teach our children what they should and shouldn't do, that's something that they have to go to school with. In my case, where I live, that would come with unnecessary scrutiny on my children that they could not understand and they could not articulate at this age. Right. That is that for me is not something I would want them to go through. On the flip side, as it relates to Jesus, even though they're just 5 years old, because that is something that I would, even at their young age, I would stand on that. So for me, it just depends. I'm not really worried about my counterparts, but when it comes to these cultural issues and these debates, only time I really worry about what the counterparts thinking is how does it impact my children. I'm just trying to keep their innocence as long as possible, and then as they become of age, kind of have some of these different conversations with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's cool, man. That's cool. Brother say, just don't eat the chicken. Just don't eat the chicken, man. If you don't want to do 4th of July, man, just don't eat the chicken, man. Just don't come to the cookout. Don't eat the chicken.
Don't eat the chicken.
And leave folks alone, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just leave folks alone, Brother said it sounded like a scene in Drumline when Nick Cannon didn't know the rules of the book. No doubt. Yeah, man. So what's up, King? What's up, King? Yeah, man. So man, Walt, I just want to say I really appreciate you taking the time out to share your heart on the matter, man. Because like you said, you really don't, choose not to, go back and forth on social media about certain things or whatever, but you felt, prompted to go ahead and speak on this, man. And I'm glad that you took the initiative to do so because you brought a lot of clarity that I'm sure, especially that I didn't know, I didn't have, you brought a lot of clarity to me, and I'm sure there's a lot of clarity that you brought to everybody else, man. So we just want to say thank you so very much, man, for coming on, man. Everybody give it up for Pastor Walter Bowers. You know what I'm saying? And man, we love you, man. We appreciate you, man. I look forward to coming to hang out with y'all again, man, up there, man.
Man, yes, sir, man. Listen, before I go, man, you were just such a blessing a couple of years ago. I can't wait to have you back. We need you here in the city of Charlotte. And again, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for bringing sisters and brothers together for respectful conversation. that's an art that is missing these days. So I shout out peace and love to anybody who may see things different. Shout out LP for just allowing us to have a conversation. Isn't that beautiful? We can just talk and agree and disagree and love each other tomorrow. Because at the end of the day, what we say in Miles College, we all we got, baby. We all we got.
We all we got, man. We all we got. That's real talk, man.
Have me on today. Have a good night.
For sure, man. You have a good night, man. Thank you so very much, brother. Man, right here on the Trap Plan Radio, we making it do what it do, man. Again, man, as I said earlier, man, if you are blessed by the Trap Plan Radio, please send your gifts of love on Cash App to money sign, the letter L, the letter P, the letter Z, CASH, LPZ Cash. Please show some love to your boy LP, man. Support the channel so that I have the capability of continuing bringing you more content. And with that being said, I love y'all. God bless y'all. And y'all have a good night.